Right, here we go. Getting a little bit of a late start tonight, but welcome to the Starshipwright live stream. Going to switch over to my camera. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sorry I'm a little late today. I've had a tough day and I'm really not feeling great. Thankfully, it's just I forgot to take some medicine this morning that I was supposed to, so well. Anyway, I'm going to do things a little differently tonight. I have been working on one of the commissions from the pledge drive, and here it is. It's a little glary there, sorry guys. I have another camera for it though, but you might be able to recognize it if you are familiar with this TV show called Blake 7 from the BBC in the UK from back in the 70s, I think it was. And one of our patrons, Glenn, bought the Gold Patron package, which includes amazing artwork as part of it. So that's what he requested, the Liberator from Blake 7. And so let me go ahead and transition over to the phone cam, which is it working? Is it disconnected? It's frozen. Hold on. Oh dear. Of course it fails on me when I need it. Yeah, but iPhone cam. Well, let's transition to it anyway. I don't think it's stuck. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it fixed. Well, it looks like it's supposed to be working, and I can see the image here, but it's clearly not getting there. So I'm going to quit the app and start again. Blink. And let's try one more time. Waiting for connection. Didn't like the cable. So let's try doing that again. There we go. Yeah, now it's working. So let's zoom up a little bit. Maybe sit down here. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. So switch over here. Take a little extra time. Comes up on me. So this isn't looking like all that much yet. And welcome to New York. See you out there. If you drop by, say hi. This is on my light box actually, so probably can't see through that, but there is a drawing underneath this, or there's a drawing underneath this piece here. I've painted in a space background. I think I'm going to leave it as is, but I am going to peel off all this frisket. And I probably should try to keep it, because who knows if I have to go back. This is going to be a marker marker picture, but rather than spend many hours trying to marker this whole thing in when this took about 20 minutes with watercolor. Just had to let it dry. So, get a nice, cool star background. Over there. Nice, cool, nice star background to work from. And we'll peel off this frisket, and then I'll turn on the light box and see what I'm going to do next. I might actually decide to start markering before I put any line art on it, and see if I can't get some interesting effects from that. Here we go. This is the large piece. The peel of truth, as it were. I hope you guys have all had a great week since last week. And things have been the usual here. You know, it goes up, it goes down. The kids are so crazy. It's hard to keep them entertained during the day. And it's very tiring to chase after a couple of energetic children. Wait, I see. There's a double audio going on here. Hold on. Now let's mute that. That's probably a lot better. It's not supposed to pick up that microphone. Don't know why it does. Very careful. Gotta be very careful to peel off this frisket without damaging it. Just slide the knife in under slightly. That's a tricky little, there's a little point there. That is an important part of the end section back there. So obviously I've got some bleed under here. Take care of that some way. Right off the top of my head, I'm not sure which way, but I will take care of it in some way. I'm going to leave that pointy little tip on there. Let's see what else has been going on. I shipped out a whole bunch of the pledge drive stuff. You know, not this piece obviously, but I shipped out a whole bunch of pledge drive stuff. And this month's, or last month, sorry, April's spaceships. I shipped those out on Monday. Many of you, if you are in Spaceship Club, will already have them. Some of you who are not in Spaceship Club, who contributed to the pledge drive, you will be getting your stuff. Either you have it or it's on the way. I've sent out all but 7 packages, including Glenn's. Those 7 packages are ones that are going to need the key ring. I have everything else put together except for the key rings. I've got the stickers, I've got all the ships and books and sketch cards and everything. That's no problem. The key rings I haven't been able to cast yet. I'm going to do them in pewter, and I have to make extra sure of my safety arrangements for that because of the kids. You know, having something that's 500 or 600 degrees and liquid is probably a bad idea with kids who like to get into stuff. So I'm going to have to make sure I clear my area for that. I'm not going to be able to do it inside, obviously. I have to do it outside. If I do it outside, the kids are going to want to hang out nearby. And I can't let them because my kids have problems with impulse control. They like to grab things. And I don't want them to grab something that's 500 degrees Fahrenheit, because that's bad. Yeah, here we go. So now I can peel off that skinny little point, and this skinny little point, and there we go, a beautifully removed piece of frisket that I'm going to just hang off the edge of the, hang off the edge of this stool over here. I'm gonna move this. Okay, here we go. And also I've been, there you go, that is a thing. Now I think probably what I need to do is flatten this down a little bit better on top of the drawing that is under there, and I guess I can peel off the frisket around the edge because I don't think we need to worry about that. I'm not gonna worry about this very much. This I can just rip and throw away. So yeah, I just took a whole sheet of 9x12 frisket, which I got from Amazon, and laid it over the edge and cut out the parts that I cut out. So there we go. So yeah, I've had a very an exhausting kind of day. Let's see, where was I? I was talking about the shipping. Seems to have gone smoothly. I've got the 7 more to do, and the hold up on that obviously is this, because I got to send this to Glenn. But the other ones are just waiting for where's the jerk skewer? There it is. The other ones are just waiting for the keychains, and I hope to get to that next week. Oh, okay. So. Yeah, no 3D today. I'm not feeling that today. Where's my... Here we go. Masking tape. I'm gonna lay down these edges a little harder. Just flatten that right out. That down. I did make the mistake of not wetting and stretching the paper before I started doing the watercolor, which was, not optimal, but it's not going to hurt anything. Okay, that's a little bit better. And so what's underneath this? Let's see if it'll turn on and we can see it. What's underneath this is a drawing that I printed out. A line art drawing that I did. Here, I can turn that off. Line art drawing that I did over a model that I rendered, a Thingiverse model by Peter G71. It's under an attribution license, so I got to make sure I do the attributions. And let's see. I don't think I'm going to put down a real hard edge there. I'm going to get my light. High-tech C pen. Yeah. See if that works. Okay. So I think I'm going to use my light blue high-tech C pen, and you can see the line poking through. I'm just going to demarcate the edge of that planet, and I'm also going to do that with, oops, I turned it off. I have it upside down, so the switch is under my hand, unfortunately. But I'm also going to mark off the edges of the ship, which are in front of this planet back there. Let's come up and do this one. Just follow all these, because I just want to make sure that I'm not making life hard on myself. unfortunately this ship is mostly white and light gray, which means I'll be able to, if I've got anything that's overlaying something that I need to pay attention to, I can use white gouache. Or just use gouache period and lay that down. And here we go. Let's do that and that. Let's get that outline down in a non-super dark color instead of using black. I'm using this. I probably could have used an even lighter one. I have like a yellow that's almost invisible once you put anything else over it. Do that and that. Alright, so there's our Blake 7 Liberator outlined. Now, I'm going to call up on my other monitor. I've got to call up my reference. Of different reference, including the rendering that I did, and that's actually got all the light sources on it, which is handy. So I'll be able to start markering that. So the first thing I'm going to use is my trusty old Cinnamon Copic here. Turn this light back on. Maybe not. Let's turn that all the way up and turn that back off. Alright. So with this Copic marker, I can start marking in things like shading and light sources. There's a light source. Got a highlight on the side here, so that's going to be there, and there, a little bit down, a little bit up. Turn that back up. Somehow I have to keep my hand from going there. And, okay, highlight there, and same there. I'm just marking this off so I can see it. So these planets are going to be darker in the middle. Stop doing that. And this one here is actually going to be quite... Oh, I gotta reload this, don't I? No worries. It's just a mark to let me know where I'm at. And I can start marking on here just the shadowed areas, just the places that aren't fully white. That will help me start visualizing the three-dimensionality of the ship. I don't know if you can see that. Can you even see that shading? Oh yeah, sure you can. It's sitting in the right place. And there we go. It already looks like something, so darken this in, because that's definitely in shadow from that light. And this whole piece right here, this big intake looking thing, with intake looking things in it, that's good. There's a shadow there. That's actually in shadow. We can darken that up. That's going to be in shadow. So very lightly, very gently, really just going over the major pieces. This without lines on it, you know, I may come back and put lines on it, because that's kind of normally what you do. You take this thing and then put lines on it, and then you paint that. What are we doing for that? Right, just Checking the reference, checking the reference, checking the reference. These get darkened. Top of that, bottom of that, bottom of that. That's going to be a shadow. Alright, there's a cast shadow there too. Let's see, cast shadows. It's got a cast shadow. And there is a large cast shadow of the body of the ship. Right here. You know what, I guess I am going to have to go put line art down. I think I would use a pencil to do it. Just let it do it very lightly. Let's see, do I have a pencil nearby? That's a good question. I don't actually have pencils nearby. So, let's turn this back on for now. And let's see. I do have a box down here. Hopefully I won't have to move around. Get it? What's the... Okay, that's a regular pencil. Okay, here's one. Let's see. I think that's the right kind. That's an H. Yeah, let's try the H. Okay. Let's see what in the chat. Yeah, I hope that this is going okay and that you are able to hear me and see what I'm doing. So I'm actually going to retrace these lines. I'm not going to try to get them super duper accurate. I'm going to retrace them. After doing a pass with an eraser because I don't actually need them to be super dark. And you know, I may change my mind and turn around and just get my black high-tech C and go ahead and use that. Is this all the way up? Yeah, that's all the way right. Okay. Trace. Having some difficulty seeing what's going on there. That's okay. It happens. Look at this again. What do you think? Should I just go ahead and use my black high-tech C pen? I shouldn't change my workflow middle piece. So let's turn that back on and we'll do this. I'll hit it with an eraser to get rid of the graphite so it doesn't smear that marker. Notice I am doing everything by hand entirely. Don't really want superbly perfect straight lines on this thing. I want it to have that hand-drawn feel like my sketch cards do. And let's look at the reference. There's actually space there. There's also stuff going on here. So this is, believe it or not, how I relax. Just doing a picture of some kind. And I find that it's a lot more relaxing to do it on paper than it is to do it digitally. And the reason I think is because I associate digital art with work. That's been my work for decades now. So if I'm working on something digitally, I'm usually working, which is less fun than just hanging out here and drawing, making a picture on a piece of paper with a pen. So I feel like I feel like when I'm doing it on paper, I'm a lot more relaxed at the moment. I'm still trying to cultivate that for digital work. Whether it's going to happen or not, I'm not sure. I hope I will be able to capture this same level of chill for digital art that I have for physical art. Alright, how's that looking? Turn it off. Turn it off, turn it on, turn it on, turn it off. Well, I mean, it looks fine to me here, but I'm trying to see if it looks okay on the screen. I think it does at the moment. So if I was doing this as a very serious client piece, I would definitely be laying all this out. I'd probably lay it all out in Adobe Illustrator and print that as the line art rather than this. I would actually print it out on this kind of on this Bristol art paper and use that as my as the base to paint on or marker on or whatever I was going to do. Glasses on, it's difficult to see this. Let's try turning that off. That might help. I probably should not have laid down those markers first. Oh well. Live and learn. Let that be a lesson to you, Jeff. Don't change your workflow that you know will work in the middle of your project. Yeah, I keep moving it so you can't see it. Wow, it actually looks better on the screen. It looks better. It looks better on the feed in OBS than it does. Did it again. Every time my elbow goes like this, it's like, ah, dang it. Gotta concentrate on these lines to draw as smoothly as possible. Template. Let's see. You can probably see me. I'm looking at the screen to see what's on the OBS screen. It actually looks pretty. It looks cooler. Like what you're seeing, I think looks cooler than what I'm seeing, or than what my eyes were resolved at this point. Ancient old age. Keep doing this. Let's see if I can move up a little bit. Here we go. Next. I can really diluted ink on it to do that. And not really in the mood to right now. There's these pieces here. Let's forget those. Not really in the mood to drag out the rapidographs today. They're kind of finicky. So that's there. That's there. Let's get these red things on here. Coloring red when the time comes. It's a pretty interesting looking model. I gotta say, I've been watching the show with the show on like 7, and I think it's got a really I think it's got a cool story. I think it's got some really good characters. I think that it is kind of crippled or handicapped by the really low BBC budget production value. I feel like this came out in the late 70s. This was like 78 or 79 or something like that. And Space 1999, which came out before it, has a much, much better level of production value, like all around. It has some of the same sorts of, British writing oddities. I won't call them problems because they're not problems. It's just there's the British TV style of telling stories is a little bit different from what we would be used to here in the States. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just different. So some of the storytelling doesn't seem to work as well for me personally. But anyway, what I was saying was Space 1999 has a much, much higher level of production on it, and it was made, half a decade earlier, right? Because I fixed that too. So there's this little swoopy bit here. So Blake's like 7, falls afoul of the abysmally low BBC TV budget at the time, or at least there. I hope it was budget. I hope it was not. Yeah, we're just not really good at this. I hope it wasn't. I like the story. I like the characters. I like most of the actors, and it's fun to see. If you watch a show like that, just like Star Trek here in the States, you see all these actors that either were just starting out or were very early on in their careers, popping up as guest stars in the show. And the one I noticed the most, I noticed one immediately last night as I was watching, is the guy who played the torturer dude, the SS guy from Raiders of the Lost Ark. The actor's name was Ronald Lacey, late Ronald Lacey. He died a while back. But he's the guy who played Arnold Toht in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he was on the episode that I watched last night. And I was like, hey, that looks like that dude from Raiders. And I went to IMDb, of course, and looked it up, and sure enough, that's the guy who was in that thing. And so you'll see these, sort of veteran British actors, just like you would see on Star Trek. Either the original series Next Generation, all these actors would show up, and if you watch all the other shows that came out about the same time as they did, you will see them popping up on like a dozen other shows. You know, any show that was made on the Desilu lot in the mid to late 60s, you know, you'll see the same guest stars, you'll see the same, you know, in some cases actors, because Nimoy was on Mission Impossible as a regular for a long time, which was a Desilu show. And you know, you watch the old cowboy shows, if you can get your hands on any of those, oh man, they're all there. All the Star Trek people are on every single one of those cowboy shows. Great, it's so great. I must say, you know, I like to see actors working, because I know how hard it is to get work as an actor. I mean, not that I'm an actor. You know, I did some in high school, but that doesn't really count out here. I like to see working actors get work and continue to get work. So it's nice to see people that have, like, you know, a 25 or 30-year acting career, you know, in every show that was of their era. It's a weird business, the acting business. I'm sure it's just as weird in the UK as it is here in the United States. Wow, I gotta fill up an hour and a half with this? Man. I might cut off at an hour or so, depending. We did have to look at a lot of different reference to try to get a handle on how this thing shaped, because it's got some weird parts, but it was built by Martin Bauer, which is pretty awesome. The guy, you know, he built so many fantastic models for everybody in England. I think he built the Nostromo. I think you know, he's like the guy. For building models in England. You know, I'm pretty sure he was one of Anderson's main modelers with Johnson, or maybe Brian Johnson was the designer. Martin Bauer was the guy who actually built the models or supervised building the model. I would have to ask my Twitter friend Jim Solar about that. I'm looking at the screen again. It looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to have to go ahead and make an actual black outline here over the blue one that I'd already done. I'm hoping that the lines will fade away as we put a marker down on it. I really would like to come up, what I really need to do to save time for this is get myself a printer that will run this paper through it. This, my little brother all-in-one does not want to run this weight of Bristol paper through it, so I've got some difficulties there. I'm just jumping around. I guess I'm not being as methodical as I should be about, starting at one point and then going around and, sort of working through the entire picture in a more logical fashion. But like I said, it was a taxing day, as it often is here at my home. It was kind of a taxing day, and I'm tired, so I'm trying to be as relaxed as possible, because this is my happy place. Drawing spaceships is my happy place. The fact that I have to remind myself of that every once in a while does not change the fact that this is really kind of my happy place. So. It's nice to do this. It's quiet, everyone's asleep. Just make some lines on a piece of paper with pen. Get markers and color it in. Yeah, that's actually looking pretty cool. I do like the background. Let's go back to this and turn this on. It's great to be able to have a background in no time. It's got stars and all kinds of stuff. And it was basically, I just wet the whole thing with blue and purple and black and brown and smudged it around until I thought it looked cool. Okay, so off on. I'm gonna come in and this. I spent a bunch of time doing line art over the quick rendering that I did from Modo using the Thingiverse model. I spent a lot of time on it, entirely on purpose, because I wanted. One of the things that is actually kind of good to do is to draw something many times if you want to get it. You want to do a good job on it. You draw the thing a bunch of times before you draw it. So I'm working through. So, no, it was not. Okay. All the way up is better. I heard the news today. Oh boy. The English army had just won the war. I'm really wiped, guys. Okay, so I'm sorry that I'm really wiped. It's not my plan. I want to do this in the morning, but that does not. I would be in a lot better form if I was doing this at 9 a.m. as opposed to 9 p.m. in terms of being presenting myself as opposed to just hanging out drawing. The drawing is the same no matter when I do it. Drawing is drawing. I don't have to think about it that much. Once I've drawn something like 4 times, which I have here already, I've pretty much drawn this thing 4 times or so before actually coming to this point. And watched the show a bunch of times. Really just tried to cram it into my head and get in under it because I want to do a good job. My patron Glenn It's generous, very generous, and I want to reward his generosity with a nice looking piece of art that he's going to be very happy to have on his wall. And I will do that for anybody who wants a commission of this type. I should talk more about that. I'm offering commissions. I'm open for commissions of a very specific nature. I'm only doing pop culture starships like this one. I'm only doing one ship. It's just one ship with a background, like as you see here, which makes it faster and less of a, definitely less stress, because it's like, oh, I already have this. I can, grab the Thingiverse model, or I might already have a model of it. Like, if somebody asked me for the Colonial Viper, I have a physical model of it from back in the day that I built when I was a kid. So I would just pull that out and take a picture of it and then draw over that, or just look at it and copy it. For this thing, I don't have to invent a spaceship because it's already there, and I don't have to sit down and spend a lot of time laying out a formal perspective drawing. That's a straightforward process, but it is time consuming. It's not real difficult. It just takes a long time, and you have to have attention to detail, obviously. So because of the way that I have that set up, I can do these commissions for a very reasonable rate. It's nowhere near what it would be if you said, oh, I want you to design me a spaceship from scratch and then build me a rendering of it. I'd be like, well, okay, that's gonna be a lot of money, because it's a lot of time, a lot of work. Whereas do it this way, I don't have to think too much about all the detailing, and I can rest easy knowing that I've got the perspective is correct, and with the reference is good. So that's the gist of it. Oh, yeah, that's already looking. I'm looking at the screen. I'm not looking at the artwork. When I'm looking at the artwork, it doesn't quite look as good. But the contrast on the monitor on this camera here is actually pretty nice. And if we do this and just do it as reflective, yeah, that's closer to actually what I'm seeing with my eyes. It's kind of better I kind of like the way it looks like that better, but that's the way it'll look when I'm done anyway. Okay. How much more detail am I going to get on here? I do not know. Which now I can't see, of course, because I was foolish enough to marker over it. Oh well. I should have done the line art first. That's okay. It's still going to look nice when I get done. Still going to look nice when I get done. pulling out the ellipse guides because I already used the ellipses in Procreate when I did the drawing for this. I had to do those ellipses for me, so these ellipses should be accurate. Dang it. Just keep hitting that thing. I put it on here. I didn't think it would be a problem to put it on here basically upside down. This light table is supposed to be the other way. You don't even need a light table on it. Look how thin this thing is. This isn't even, this is maybe 8 millimeters thick. And it weighs next to nothing. The little box, it was a small one. It was like this thick, it was heavy. This thing, I don't even know it's there. It's so cool. I like the future. I've been living in it in my mind for a long time. It's like somebody's actually here already, which is pretty good. We got spaceships on Mars. We got spaceships orbiting Jupiter and Saturn, taking pictures of everything. We got, it's just heaven. Spaceship nerd. We're actually doing it for real here. In the 21st century. I do need to come up with a way. I probably should look into, I know they're not cheap, Epson's printers. Most of Epson's printers, the bigger ones, will let you put, put this kind of thick paper into it. So just my little printer right now will not do it. That's the brightest it gets. Does it work better when it's brighter, or does it work better when it's darker? No. Definitely brighter. I can see the lines better. Let's see. I know there's a strip there that's got some stuff on it, so bumps there. There's a bunch of like Aztecing on here that, dang it, there's a bunch of Aztecing on here that I need to get my hands on. And probably just gonna have to do that with the marker. I don't know if it's gonna work very well. I'll try to do it with with these lines. It's almost 10. I see there's people watching. Hey, if you're there, say hi in the chat. It's nice to feel like I'm actually interacting with people. So let's see. I know we got lines here. There, and we've got this. These things, these neutron blasters here, that's what they are. That's what they're called. At the tips of these big nacelles, they are. Got a bunch of little skinny holes out there, just obviously, Martin dug into the styrene rods and pulled out the thinnest ones and glued them on here. So normally what I would be doing, or what I have done historically so far on these live streams, is to work on the model for whatever spaceship is going on, or for my spaceship club on my Patreon. Whichever month it is, I'm working on that month's model. And that's what I did for the April ship, and I did the last two for the May ship, but I'm just not feeling it tonight. I feel like I need to just relax and do something that's a bit lower stress and a bit more in the chill zone as opposed to the thrill zone. Not that I don't find this thrilling, because it's fun, but watching somebody else draw, I understand, is sometimes like watching paint dry. I'm not Kim Jong-gi, so I'm not going to be able to blow your mind by drawing something on a blank sheet of paper in like 3 minutes like that dude does. He's just amazing. I've seen other people do that. Just sit down on with a blank sheet and just draw amazing things. Joe Kubert is a very good example of that. Comic book artist. He was one of those guys that, man, it's like whatever he was drawing, it was already there on the page. He was just like, scratching it off. He was just uncovering it. So amazing, just amazing. Watched him do a demo once, and he did a page. Took him 20 minutes, and he barely did any penciling. Just marked a couple of lines down for action lines for the body, and had ellipses and a couple other little swashes of things that were in the background or whatever, and then he just dipped a pen or a brush. I couldn't tell which. He was some distance from me. He just dipped a pen or a brush, and 20 minutes later there was a page that would have taken me a week. Literally would have taken me a week. It was like it was Tarzan, and there was jungle, there was Tarzan, a big Tarzan doing a really cool move, and I think probably an ape in there somewhere. It took him 20 minutes to do a thing that literally would have taken me a week to do at that level of quality. So I was properly humbled by such amazing skill, and Kim Jong-gi's got that same kind of thing happening. Not everybody can do that, just sit down and literally just draw stuff. Another example I saw once was this, it was a Japanese guy. Apparently he had been a general in the army and was from a samurai family, I think. The old samurai families, and his thing was doing ink paintings, ink drawings of horses, and there's video of this somewhere because it was on like PBS or something. The dude had one of those giant brushes. It was like a round brush like this one. Here, I'll turn this on. Like a round brush like this one, right? Except it was like the size of my hand. It was this huge brush. Like, here's a big one. This is a big round brush. No, it was literally, it looked like this, except it was this big. And it had all kinds of bristles sticking off it and stuff. And he he took a blank piece of paper and he dipped this brush in a big thing of ink, and he made like it. I don't think it took 15 seconds or maybe 20 seconds, but he just moved the brush using his wrist like this and just laid down this thing, and 30 seconds later it's a horse that's fallen down into the dust, and it's got a leg up in the air, and you can see that the dust is all around it, and its mouth is open and its mane is flowing, and it's like, oh, how did you do that? It's like, wow. And the answer is the same as always. The dude was 80 something years old, and he'd been doing it since he was 12. So that's how you get good at stuff. Start early, never stop. But that was pretty mind-blowing. More than pretty mind-blowing. It was insanely mind-blowing to see that happen right in front of my eyes. All right, my reference is not helping me that much, so I'm going to look at other reference. Take that down. I'm going to go to let's go here. I got a picture there that's got all kinds of details on it. And I'm going to open it with preview because I want to be able to zoom in or full screen it or something. There we go, preview. All right, let me pull this up. Let me zoom in, get some details. That is not an original screen used model, but oh yeah, I can show you this. Hang on, let me go to Cintiq and Logitech transition. So here's what I've got up here for my reference. This one here is the actual, that's the line art that I did. So we can zoom in on that a little bit if you like. This is the line art that I laid down and then printed that out, and now that's what I'm tracing over. So I can look at that for some reference that will help. Blow that up to big. And also I've got a bunch of photos of this thing, but this is one that's really helped me get a handle on it. Thanks Mike Burrows for taking this picture. I don't know who built this one. It's not an original, but it's pretty rad. All right, so what do we got here? Okay. I'm just looking, and I'm looking. And, I'm gonna leave that one up. I'm gonna leave this one here too. And I'm going to switch back to the other screen. So you've seen my reference. There it is. And I'm going to continue working from this. So let's see. I've got lines like this here. These are actually demarking paint markings, I'm pretty sure. But not 100% sure, I guess. That wasn't very good. Oh well. I'll fix it in post. And we've got a thing there and a thing there. And then another one going around. Okay. Let's come down here. Oh, we've got, this is actually a stripe, but I'm gonna actually outline it so I can fill it in later. What else have we got here? Yeah, that looks good. This is supposed to be like this. And what's going on there? Need to look at the other image. Okay, so there's a paint line around this part, and there's also this is actually a hard black black paint line. There is a slightly darker bit there. There's really not a lot of detail on the front of that, is there? Okay. We've got some paint stuff here. Let's lay that down. These are going to be very light markings. You're probably not even going to see these. But they're there for me to figure out my stuff. These are like windows maybe, or anyway, they're black markings. Apparently this ship is really, really big. It's a lot bigger than this, for instance, the Starship Enterprise. It is very much bigger than that. Probably 3 times the size. I've seen some size comparison pictures on. So you might not even be able to see details of that kind at this range, like windows and stuff. Okay, that's all goldish. What do we got down here? Same thing, except this one is here. And so I did see that one correctly. Up some stuff here because I didn't quite get it exactly right. That's okay. There's another one that goes from here. Just marking little dots to help me work along it, and that will work. And that is actually a thing. There are these bits spaced around like that. If you're here and you have chat available and you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I will be happy to answer them. I've got the chat right up there where I can see it, and I've got it so it will ping me if you pop up and say something. So please do, and I will be more than happy to know that someone cares. It's one of those nights, guys. I'm tired. Just tired. 10 after 10. Alright, so I'm going to do this for maybe another half hour. And think I will start. Start getting a little more into the nitty-gritty with this thing. Where's my oops, that's it. I don't have the other one open. All right, let's open the rendering. Let's open that with preview. Where are you, preview? No. Forget it. No, back. It's not what I want. Reload. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Where's the preview icon? I keep forgetting what it looks like. Oh, that's it, duh. Okay, so Finder. And let's put this, here's my post and preview. Hello, there you are. Okay. This is showing me, this one is showing me where the light and shade is. So, turn that off and turn this on. There's some buffer there. Okay, well, there wasn't as much buffer before. There we go. Okay, I'm trying to get this in a place where you can see it. It's kind of bizarre. Okay. Let's see. Do I want to reinforce any of these lines? Yes, I do. I'll come back here. Going to do this line. That's weird. I suddenly there's a lag on this camera. Yeah, something must have happened. I put it on Do Not Disturb, but I bet a pop-up popped up and lagged my camera. Okay. This is actually going to be more like that. We will fill it with darkness. Let me know if the sync is off between. Right, because I'm looking at my FaceTime cam, and that is real time on my screen. But now the phone is lagging. So odd. Like I have my hands in the phone. Oh, you know what? It crashed. The phone crashed. Hang on. Let's try this again. Kill it. And restart it. And then I have to unplug it and plug it back in. And hopefully it's waiting for connection. Ah, boy, technology. Can't live with it, can't live without it, can't shoot it. We transition back. So there's my reference that I'm using. And here's that. And go to phone cam. iOS camera, right? Wow, it really is. It's totally stuck. It's not showing you anything. Unbelievable. Why is it not connecting? Let's try unplugging it on this end. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to take this off of here so I can see the screen. What is that? USB waiting for connection. Connect cable. Just to witness, here's the cable. It's connected. Now it says connected. But the bandwidth is crap. And it is not showing up. I'm sorry, everybody. I may have to leave this. I may have to get off of this. That's depressing. Here, let me transition over to me and see if this will work again. The app is working just fine. No, it looks like it's going to have to be a restart OBS kind of thing, which means I gotta go. So anyway, I will see what I can do here. I will hold this up to the camera so you can see it. I'm sorry that my camera has crapped out on me. I I will hold this up so you can see it on the FaceTime cam. And I'm just moving this lamp out of the way. Alright, so let's hold this up so we can see it on the FaceTime cam. And I'm going to turn on the light. And it's not going to show you anything, is it? Because it's lit too bright. There we go. See what happens if I turn out the light up above. Will that do anything? I just have to get it close enough so that it's not looking at the light around the edge. There you go. Yeah. So that's looking okay. There we go. It's looking okay, and I'm gonna hold it here and you'll be able to see it, I'm sure. But it's got glare. This actually can be backlit. You can actually put this over another thing and backlight it even more than it's already backlit. So there you go. Here is and I'm backwards. I don't know. Here is a Blake 7 Liberator that I'm in the process of working on for a patron commission. Thank you, Glenn, and thank you everyone for showing up. And I will see you same bat time, same bat channel, 9 p.m. Pacific time, 0500 GMT, Zulu, UTC, whatever you want to call it. Have a good night, and I will see you next week, next Thursday. Bye.